he's on that level.
Yeah,
So, and I don't think anyone else is apart from maybe Chance.
Yes.
So, at the moment, that we've seen. So, here we go. Blood run between ZeRo4 and wonko. And we're off with ZeRo4.
Oh, yeah, really unfortunate spawn there at the yellow for wonko, because ZeRo4 quickly grabbed an algae and was able to just do an annoying amount of damage and get away with taking the mega and the red, leaving wonko with just the yellows. It is not looking too good for him at the moment. But ZeRo4 is not going to finish at the kill. Instead, he's just going to bide his time and build a bigger stack.
Yep, and a quick first frag for ZeRo4, catching wonko on the shards there. Ouch. And now wonko has to build up from scratch. He goes to the red armor on the spot, but it was taken very recently. That is something that's very horrible to witness when you see a player jump on an item when it was just taken, because then you realize it's at the moment where you really see, this player really has no sense of what's happening on the map at the moment. Yeah. And that's dangerous, because then you're blind. And not only blind, but operating under false assumptions. Yeah. So, it's horrible to see. But wonko is managing to survive. Yeah. He has 50 armor, but ZeRo4 is 160 and 180. Oh, hello.
Nice grenades there.
I swear I never hit those when I play.
Yeah, me too.
Never. No. And it's like, well. Anyway, ZeRo4 comes charging through, does catch wonko. Wonko picks up the red, but he sustains so much damage in the course of said pickup that it's questionably worthwhile. He does manage to get himself up together though, but the problem is ZeRo4 is ready and waiting with a lot of damage, and it almost feels like clockwork to ZeRo4 at this point. Everything going to plan apart from that one pesky grenade. And there he will spot wonko again.
Everything is up right now.
Mega picked up, which really gives the cue to ZeRo4 to go aggressive, and wonko is left so low. ZeRo4 just picking him out of the air with the lightning gun, and that's one more for the scoreboard. Yeah,
but in doing so and chasing him down, ZeRo4 has essentially put the red and the mega at very, very similar times, so he's going to have to rush over there if he wants to maintain control of both of them. And whether or not wonko knows, I'm not too sure, but he may be able to use this to take away one of the items from ZeRo4.
You know one match I always remember when I see ZeRo4 on Blood Run? It is ZeRo4 versus Prince of Persia, Prozac, where like Prozac stumbled into the duel tournament. It's like, oh, I'll play some duel. Yeah. And just like beats ZeRo4 on Blood Run, like just rails him, just like picks up the rail and just hits like 100% and just beats ZeRo4. It's like, what? Yeah. What just happened? Yeah. That was really awesome. And ZeRo4 making another quick couple kills there. And maybe one day we'll see the return of the Prince of Persia. Prozac. That's a good name.
The Prince of Persia?
Yeah, that's a good name. Like the Terminator, Prince of Persia. But what about Cooler? We still have no nickname for Cooler apart from Cooler. We'll have to find out somehow.
I feel like, you know, it's one of those situations where it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay. Fair enough. I guess it should happen naturally and natural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can't force those things. I mean, we just have to wait really patiently for Cooler to do something super weird and then hound him for it about it.
Someone said God.
God?
Yeah. The all-knowing one.
The all-knowing one.
The omnipotent.
Oh, omnipotent is really nice.
Or the omniscient, you say. All-knowing. Anyway, ZeRo4 is quite omniscient himself at the moment, because it almost appears as if he can read every single move of wonko in turn. And it's yielding a 4 frag lead at the moment for him. It's also yielding a red armor, and it will continue to yield red armors for the rest of the duration of Blood Run, perhaps. As ZeRo4 does spot wonko. Wonko puts a little bit of harassment and kind of stops ZeRo4's attempt to get at him and grab him and just kill him right there.
Wonko's not playing like terrible. He just needs to hit a bit more. You know, he's staying back and not letting ZeRo4 get such a big lead. But right now, ZeRo4 is looking for the kill. There's no way that wonko can survive this, but it does loads of damage. I mean, ZeRo4 was down to 30. That mega's gonna save him. Wonko's certainly not out yet. Although
God is an insult for Kula.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff, chat. Okay.
You can count on the chat to be insightful.
Yeah, and ZeRo4 will find Wonko again. Wonko is some good damage, almost having a kill onto ZeRo4, but he escaped with 1 HP. So we can not really ask for much more than that. And at the moment, 41 HP seems to be enough to defend this red armor. He does pick it up, but the problem is that this. Oh my God! Wonko made the jump onto the red armor. We didn't see it on the camera. Oh. But then he dropped off of it and had no health with 14 HP. So he had to go around, get health, and then go around the long way.
Oh, that is rough. Those are mistakes that you certainly cannot afford to make at the top level.
Yeah. And right now, dropping in for one more engagement is Wonko. ZeRo4 is ready to take it, and although he does get ZeRo4 down low, you can look on the items clock here on the left, and you can see that everything is spawning for ZeRo4. And ZeRo4 easily dealing with Wonko there. Wonko appearing at the Mega, but unfortunately not able to do anything really. I mean, it's one of the situations where you died again at a period where everything's spawning, so the damage you did is just forfeit completely. It doesn't mean anything. So it's one of those deaths which becomes a free frag, which means that it's a mistake, and it's you got to be able to understand how to coordinate your attacks, your efforts with what's happening on the map. And that's one of the really advanced things, which is very difficult to do, but with a lot of practice you get there, and it's what the top players and what all the top players are able to do. So it's one of the skills you need. One of the many skills you need in this game. It takes years to develop sometimes a lot of the skills to a top level. But there comes Wonko once again. Great round to ZeRo4. ZeRo4 unreturned well, and Wonko actually getting the better of this situation. But ZeRo4's better positioning. Wonko is a really hard spot because if he tries to retreat, he has to retreat through a corridor. So his escape option there is just terrible.
And ZeRo4 blocked that off nicely by chucking up grenades as well. So he forced Wonko out of that little corridor into his LG range. So some really nice stuff there by ZeRo4. It's little, details like that to force a player to do what you want. I guess that if you really want to be a top dueler, those are the things that you need to work on.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. Like, you effectively are entering this process where you affect their decision making, or you control what they can and cannot do. So that applies mental pressure onto them, because if you imagine when you play someone who has no idea, you can do anything you want. It doesn't matter. You can do anything you want. You feel free as a bird. But when you're playing a really good player, even if you're in control, they're always changing your decision making by little moves they make.
Yeah.
And that applies pressure mentally, and that is such a huge element to high level play in Duel, and it's so hard to get the balance.
Yeah. But I guess it's also another talent as well to just not be thrown off by that stuff, and to keep a level head no matter what your opponent decides to throw at you. And we saw Tox doing a wonderful job of that earlier today, except for...
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why his nickname is so apt, the Terminator, because the implication that he's like some machine, because it is kind of like that in a sense. Like, he's not phased by anything. Like, it's amazing to see him play, and like all those situations where he's just like against Sononstep, especially just like.
Yeah.
Well, like, you know exactly what I mean. I'd have to even explain it.
That was really enjoyable, though. Like,
just staying in
his little
until he's like
skills,
15 HP, and he's so fine with that.
Yeah.
And it's like he planned for it as well.
And he still hits the clutch rails.
Yeah, it's incredible. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
His composure at all. So it's amazing. But that steely resolve is what you need to be a champion, I guess. So
absolutely.
I mean, you gotta try to develop, and it's interesting because a lot of those skills. I mean, a lot of people, because I think that argument is there that okay, you have the talented people that have a lot of these abilities naturally.
Yeah.
They don't really have to think about it or train them.
Yeah.
But I really think that everything is trainable. You just have to realize what is at play. So you have to realize how to what that mindset is, how important it is, and then find out how to cultivate it in your own behavior, and you can develop it. So you just got to figure out how to.
Yeah, that is true, and we know that's truth on the basis of our drunken conversation at 5 a.m. last night.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god.
All right, so we're going to see ZeRo4 with 15-0. There are 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Can Wonko get himself on the board? Doesn't seem very likely, although ZeRo4 is really low. Trying to make the last 10 seconds as exciting as possible. Wonko has a chance. He just needs to hit a couple of rails in these last 3 seconds, but he doesn't do it. And ZeRo4 closes it off 16-0.
Yeah, 16-0. Wonko goes. Wait, we're in quarters, are we not? So actually, yeah, quarters. So there's more maps to be had. I almost thought that was it, but Wonko gets another shot at ZeRo4 here. And on a map that's perhaps more preferable, of course, Blood Run is going to be something that ZeRo4 has a huge advantage on.
Yes.
And you know what? America is going to have generally a disadvantage on learning a map like Blood Run because they don't have the wealth that we have, which is Russia.
Yeah,
which is right there.
That is true. That is true. A huge resource of European Quake is Russia.
And they train everyone. There's like, they train us in Blood Run.
But the thing is, they force the training on us.
Yeah.
Like, they train us whether they want, they want to or not, because they won't vote anything else.
More or less, yeah. Pretty much. They control Quake Live.
The wonderful Russians. But I believe we are getting underway right now with ZeRo4 and Wonko. Wonko taking the Mega.
Yeah, and right now, it's Wonko's opportunity. He needs a lightning gun, really. Well, he doesn't need a lightning gun. He can make things work with rocket and rail, but a lightning gun would be lovely, and he can work his way over there, as the red will be the next big item. As he charges up these stairs, he can't, because ZeRo4 has a lightning gun. He doesn't, and moving up the stairs, the lightning gun is going to be the most effective weapon. And here, Wonko can hope to delay ZeRo4, but he has to delay him for 10 seconds. Because now ZeRo4, there's no delay, he can move his way onto the Mega positioning. And now Wonko is going to try to dive for it, but of course he doesn't have the stack of the weapons to do it. And if he didn't try to dive for it, which was kind of a losing situation anyway, he has to go for the yellow, and then you're giving ZeRo4 the entire map. So it's like a everything's a losing situation at that point, just because you couldn't delay him at the red. So that's the first minute there.
Yeah.
There you go.
ZeRo4. Textbook play.
ZeRo4 definitely knows how to do the ABC game.
Yeah, and just to remind the audience of that is Cooler's basically
diving.
Quake fundamentals.
See, that's it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Exactly, yeah. It's
timing, positioning, and that's it.
Yeah. It's so true in many ways, like the fundamentals.
Yeah.
And I know I was talking to Cooler about this kind of stuff, and he was a little bit wary of giving away some of these secrets. But actually, like, to train your fundamentals to such a high level is actually extremely hard.
Oh.
Even though it seems simple, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And another frag picked up by ZeRo4 there onto Wonko, as ZeRo4 is starting to really run away with the stacks. And this is the problem on this map, on Aerial Walk. It's kind of a responsibility that you have to not allow your opponent to really reach over 100-100, because if they manage to do that, they start to get the opportunity to, if they are actually hitting their shots, they can cycle Mega, Red, and Yellow. And when they can do that, you're really screwed. So that's the horrible situation. It's almost like the situation on campgrounds where your opponent can cycle Yellow, Red, and Mega with the correct cycle, so they never miss one. And that is so dangerous. You just get nothing. So that's the goal for ZeRo4. And Wonko now doing some good damage into ZeRo4 to prevent such an opportunity for ZeRo4 and to try and slow down the fragging progress of Wonko. And Wonko gets a great frag there, brilliant rocket, and wins the Mega mid-fight there. So, but the rockets from ZeRo4, that very much reminds me of 24. The rockets around the corners as we are watching ZeRo4. And oh, ZeRo4, beautiful rocket there, straight to the feet of Wonko from below. Ooh, almost telefragged, but they both die there. And off the spawn, Wonko does get the better of this, and he has to be playing for the Mega. But these rockets again from ZeRo4 are proving so troublesome for Wonko. And he will try to defend this, but he's got to watch these ZeRo4 rockets. ZeRo4 will go down. Yellow's spawning, and so is Red in 5 seconds or so. And Wonko definitely had time to grab that Yellow there, but he's going to move to the positioning on the Red, which is also a good move. But ZeRo4 just with the rockets and gets the kill, the execution. It is a shooting game, so sometimes it doesn't matter how smart you are.
He's clearly developed his fundamentals very, very soundly. So he's just going to be chasing Wonko a bit. But he's already got quite a nice lead as we go into the 4th minute.
Yeah, 200-100. And ZeRo4 does receive a rail, but red is picked up, so he nets 20 there. 20 points of resources and armor. And wonko, the LG of ZeRo4 catches him midair and lifts him to the heavens. He soars to the heavens above as ZeRo4 uses his powers to gift that to wonko. But
we've seen some great levitation today. My favorite being at the Mega by Dahang against, I think his first opponent. Is it? Right,
I cannot remember. No, I think it was. No, I think it was in the European Cup.
Oh yeah, that might have been.
Yeah, but I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, right. But anyway, if you want to review the footage from today, you will see some excellent levitation at the Mega on Furious Heights at some point.
Just have to sift through, 6 hours of VOD, it's fine.
Exactly.
And 5-minute mark approaching rapidly. Wonko's got a couple frags on the board, but again, ZeRo4 has just been really, basically, the way to explain it in the simplest terms at the moment is just expressing his ability to just be a better fighter on many of the situations. Because Wonko has made quite a few decent plays where they should put him in a bit of an edge, but ZeRo4 just goes, oh okay, I'll just shoot some amazing rockets, and you die, good sir. And that's what he does. He dies with the good rockets of ZeRo4. But there you go. ZeRo4 misses a shot or two, and that's the risk with Railgun. If you do miss, then they can gain ground on you, and then all of a sudden they're in your face, and you're holding a Railgun. That's not good.
Exactly. They're both gonna want to contest for this Mega. ZeRo4 actually pushes for it. So wonko is forced to retreat. The red is up, but he knows ZeRo4 is going for it, and he's going to have to stay back if he doesn't want to give away another frag.
Yep, and ZeRo4 200, and oh, nice rocket from wonko. He's got ZeRo4 a little bit trapped there. That's a brilliant exchange of damage for wonko. And wonko needs to try to figure out how to capitalize here, but Airwalk again is a very execution-heavy map. You have to hit the shots. Even more than on most other maps, where you can really let a lot of thinking do the work for you, positioning and so on, where you just set yourself up with a great engagement, where you place the rockets at a time. Here, you've got to hit those rails, hit those pixel rails, just like ZeRo4 did there. And if you're not on the same aiming level as your opponent, you're going to find it very tough. And I think we had a similar situation with Ash and Puri, where Ash was hitting everything, and if Puri can't keep up, aim-wise, you need to keep up on the damage output somehow.
Yeah, Puri was just a chew toy for Ash on this map, and while we are not seeing the exact same thing right now with ZeRo4, since he's taken it to 6 minutes to get 16 frags instead of 2 minutes, like Ash, but we see it in a much slower sense, obviously.
Yeah, that's very true. I hope that Toxic actually is going to be feeling a little bit more motivated to play more FACEIT Cups in the future, because
that
so
would
nice
be
to see him
great. It is an extreme pleasure to see Toxic still do well.
We're missing Sweden,
Yeah,
we're missing Sweden.
We are missing some Faz would be great. Zamus, we should do some promoting to them, just kind of hint and get it into their subconscious.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
Like maybe when they sleep, just like whisper, FACEIT.
Subliminal messaging.
Exactly.
Just like send them like some series that they really like, but like we can have our production guy like put the subliminal messaging in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like white noise, that they're not aware of.
But you have to not abuse it, because you could be like, donate all this money to my PayPal. I feel very generous today.
Oh yeah, I wonder if there was any donations from yesterday's appeal. Probably not.
It's quite crazy that the subliminal messaging subliminally works. Like,
no, to an extent.
I heard that it's very suggestive. Like it can work. Like for example, you can make people feel thirsty by just.
Yeah, but only in certain contexts. It's like if they're thirsty and then you show them you flash them a picture of a Coke, then they want a Coke, then they go and order it. But they have to be thirsty to begin with.
Can't you just like flash thirsty and like I am thirsty?
I'm not too sure if that's being done.
Oh.
But getting back to the game anyway, we're just about to go into the 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, definitely wonko needs to be on the executional level to perform against ZeRo4 on this map for sure. There's definitely ways around it, but it depends how big the gap is in as far as the fighting skills go. And ZeRo4 has got really good fighting skills, and he was always known for that, to be honest. I mean, he wasn't necessarily known for being the aimer, but I mean, he's always, back in the day, you just go, oh, ZeRo4's prediction is really good. Like, he can read players really well. That's his strength. But at the same time, he hit amazing shots all the time, so definitely no slouch when it comes to the fighting areas. And he's just flexing his muscles at the moment, and onto wonko. And I guess if wonko takes anything away from this, it's not to be disappointed to lose to ZeRo4. I think that goes without saying, really.
Yeah. It's like we actually spoke about it a bit earlier on our first match of the day, where Silent Step said he was really nervous playing Toxic, but then we thought about it, and I think that there's no shame to lose to someone who's such a seasoned veteran. That I would just be proud I got 3 frags. That's basically how I feel like when I play against Curry, anyway. Because pretty much the score lines are this. Yeah.
And ZeRo4 is going to be really looking to try to defeat Rafa today. It hasn't happened yet, and he's been so close so many times. Really, so close so many times, but we haven't seen him in a FACEIT Cup yet take down Rafa.
He needs his demon moment, his little breakthrough that gives him that slight edge, and he can finally win one.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what he needs.
Are we going to see it today? You're going to have to stay tuned to find out.
Yeah. We'll go to a quick break, guys. When we come back, we'll have more Quake Live action for the North American Cup. So stay tuned, bring your friends, tweet about it. I know Quakers don't really tweet, but tweet about it, and hit us up on FACEIT.com, register, and sign up during the break for the future cups that are to come. So we'll see you soon.